Hi guys, welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat. My name's Vic and welcome to Across the Pond, our comprehensive look at everything North American sports from NBA to NHL, Major League Baseball, WNBA, NASCAR, IndyCar, and of course this week we'll talk about the Olympics because the North American boys and girls there from Canada and the United States did really well at the Olympics. A lot of medals there, so let's have a look at that, of course. But let's have a look at our topics today. There you go. Like I said, winter sports, or Winter Olympics, NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, NFL, a little bit of NCAA basketball, March Madness around the corner, and then we'll talk about the motorsports, the IndyCar starting up soon, NASCAR already in the books, 2 races, same driver winning both races, so let's check that out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. We're at 141,333, cool number there. We're gunning for 150. Let's see how long it's going to take us to get 150. Guys, so like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. But look, going back to the topics there quickly, only one place to start, and that is the Winter Olympics. Look, phenomenal. I'm going to put out the medal table, then we can have a look there. There you go. Look, Norway did win the medal table. The United States with 12 gold, 12 silver, and 9 bronze gives them a total of 33. Canada did well as well, 5 gold, 7 silver, and 9 bronze, giving them a total of 21 medals. So well done to the Canadians, well done to the Americans. On this channel, there's no rivalry. We enjoy you both, don't you worry. There you go. Let's have a look at who won some medals. I haven't got everybody down. I just chose them some of the gold medal winners. We'll start there with Mikhail Kingsbury of Canada there in that, I don't know what you call that aerials and stuff like that. That is unbelievable, man. How the hell do they know where they are in the air? I mean, like 5 looping, 6 screws. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm just happy to get out of bed in the morning, and they're unbelievable. Well done to him. Good gold medal there. I think that was Canada's first gold medal that they scored. Then their double gold medal winner there, Mr. Stephen Dubois, the man I call Lumberjack Dubois. That beard is unbelievable. I'm trying to get there, man. Well done there. That is one of the best sports at the Olympics. I'm telling you now. That speed skating and that short track where he's a part of. That was unbelievable. Good job to him. Then, men's curling. Yes, was a little bit squeaky at the beginning. There was a lot of controversy. The one guy kept his finger there a little bit too long. But hey, all's good that ends well, and all's well that ends well as well. There you go, Canadian men's curling picking up the gold medal there. Look, in Canada, there's 2 things that are expected. Win the ice hockey gold, that just didn't happen, and win the curling gold. Those are 2 gold medals that are expected by the Canadians. That's like when you go to the Summer Olympics. The Americans men's basketball supposed to win the gold. The women's basketball supposed to win the gold. And most probably you supposed to win the 100 meters. But in the Winter Olympics for Canada, it is curling and ice hockey. That's the 2 biggest sports for them in the winters, and they are the 2. And those 2 sports are the biggest in the world. Let's be honest. Then those Canadian women speed skaters, that was the pursuit there. They did well as well. They won the gold medal there. So actually, I've got all the Canadian gold medal winners out, actually, which I've not, to be fair, on the American side, because Stephen Dubois won 2. So there you go. Those are your 5 Canadian gold medal winners. Then, let's get to what the US did. Could have started with the ice hockey, but I'm not going to, because the first gold medal to the US went to Breezy Johnson. If you were watching our channel here, I did that live, that race. A lot of people in for that one. Of course, the big attraction was Lindsey Vonn. I said before the race, an American's winning the race, and it's not going to be Lindsey Vonn, and Lindsey Vonn won't make it to the bottom of the hill. Listen here, I've been covering ski sports all my life. I've been watching it since I was a kid. I used to bunk school to watch downhill and stuff like that. Shout out to all my teachers there. I used to bunk school to watch skiing. I'm a big skiing fan. I just thought with that injury that she had, Lindsay, it was just too tough for her to do. But she's on her way back, getting healthy, not back to skiing. She won't. I don't think she'll ever come back into the World Cup of skiing. But yeah, getting healthy, and that's good. But congratulations to Breezy Johnson. Fantastic job from her. Then the man that got the most medals for the USA, Jordan Stoltz, the speed skater, look, he got 3 out of 4. He was gunning for 4 gold medals, but be happy with 3. I mean, there were a few athletes at the Olympics that got multiple medals, and Jordan Stoltz was one of them with 3 gold medals. Congratulations. He was phenomenal on the ice. I just think he ran out of a little bit out of steam at the end, because the races that he lost to, they didn't do all the events like he did. So I thought it was a tough program for Jordan. Then this makes me really happy. Alana Myers-Taylor, 41 years old, makes us oldies feel we could still have a chance of achieving something in the sports world. I think she's a 3-time mom, 41 years old, winning the Olympic gold in, I think it was in the monobob. Yes, that was the monobob. So congratulations to her. Really well done. Then maybe one of the coolest athletes out there, Alasia Liu. I mean, she just does her own thing. I like that. As long as you are respectful, you're not politically woke or anything, you don't make any statement. She just goes out there and says, listen, I want to have my hair like I want to dress like I want to skate like I want, and if I pick up a medal, I pick up a medal, and if I don't, I don't. I mean, she actually stopped ice skating because she felt the pressure was too much, and then she told the coach, I want to come back. He said, don't come back. I don't want you to come back. She says, no, I want to come back. He said, sleep over it. Sleep a night over it. She did. She said, no, I want to come back, but I have some, some veto rights here. I do it my way. I like that. I like athletes that do it their way. Well done to her. Then I didn't forget the ice hockey. Don't you worry there. The women's ice hockey, put them out there on the top, winning the gold medal against Canada. I mean, that was a foregone conclusion that those two were going to be in the final. But let's be honest, the US ladies were the cream of the crop at this Olympics. Totally deserved. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm not a savant when it comes to women's ice hockey, but I gotta say, unbelievable. They played well. Congratulations, beating Canada in the final there. And then, of course, the men's ice hockey team, they won the gold medal. Last time they won it was 1980, the Miracle on Ice. I was alive there. I've watched the movie. I've actually watched the game on tapes and stuff like that. Great stuff. 46 years later, and they win the gold medal. Look, it was a close game. Could have gone anywhere. I did think the US was the best team out there across the whole Olympics. I felt for Canada. I really felt for Sidney Crosby not being there in the finals. Would he have made a difference? Most probably not. But hey, good win for the US. And I mean, saying that, for the Americans, it's like the greatest thing now that has happened is this US hockey team winning. Because hockey is not the number one sport in the US. That's American football, baseball, basketball. But you know what I do think? You Canadians, don't worry. I mean, for Canada, it's like, tick, we're winning the gold at the Olympics in ice hockey. Now they got the challenge has been put down to them. Now they got to come back in 4 years' time in the French Alps there, and then they can sit. And then in 8 years' time, Canada, you have the chance to beat the US boys on home soil. So something to look forward to. And I think this US gold here, men's gold, it's going to do one thing. I think the NHL is going to have a massive boost the rest of the season. I think a lot of people in the US, most American sports fans, it's basketball, baseball, and football. Ice hockey is like a sport, it's on ice. They sound like the guy from Cool Runnings, ice, And I think now they're going to pick up a lot of new fans because it's a fantastic sport. It's the fastest team sport in the world. So, guys, if you don't check out ice hockey, do so. But that's kind of our Olympic roundup. Let's just have a quick look at those medals again. There you go. I mean, look, to every athlete from every country out there, well done. You gave us a fantastic Olympic Games. It was, for me, the best Olympic Games in a hell of a long time. Well organized, great amount of support in the crowds, good fan marches, good fan stuff, good food. It looked fantastic. Well done to the Italians. The gauntlet is put down to the French to do it even better in 4 years' time. Then we move into our regular segment, NBA. Those are the games from last night. Thunder there with a B team, I think. The top 5-6 players didn't play yesterday, all injured or sick. Losing to the Pistons 116-124. The Spurs keep on marching. The Spurs are becoming a real danger there. The Warriors did well in the against the Grizzlies, winning 133-112. The Rockets spanking the Kings 128-97. The Cavaliers losing to the Bucks 116-118, and the Celtics losing to the Nuggets 84-103. Nikola Jokic once again very dominant there. Jaylen Brown playing well. But let's have a look at the tables in North America, and then we'll talk on. Look, at the moment it's tight there. Oklahoma only 2 points ahead, or 2 games ahead of San Antonio, followed by Houston and Denver. Look, it's going to be Oklahoma and San Antonio vying for that number 1 spot. Do I think one of those teams is going to win the NBA this year? No. I'm still sticking with my pick, going with the Rockets. I think the Rockets and the Nuggets are the better teams once they all get healthy and everything's set. I can see the Rockets and the Nuggets fighting it out there as well. Minnesota, outside chance. I don't see the Lakers, the Suns. Golden State, if they get healthy, you never know. Portland, the Clippers. Playoffs are done. Memphis, Dallas, Utah, New Orleans, and the Sacramento Kings not making the playoffs, let's be honest. Now let's see who's the beast in the East. It's still those Pistons. Look, I think Pistons are doing a sensational thing. I think Cade Cunningham should be in the discussion for MVP this season. But if I look at Boston Celtics, what Boston Celtics have done without Jason Tatum, by far their best player, let's be honest. I mean, Jaylen Brown, he could be in the hunt for the bloody MVP. What he's done for Boston this year, taking the lead from Jason Tatum while he's not there, willing this team on from victory to victory, great stuff. Knicks, look, wouldn't we all love the Knicks in the final? It just makes it so much more exciting, you know. But I don't think so. Cavaliers, Toronto's, Philadelphia, nah. Look, and then, Milwaukee, Charlotte, and Atlanta will fight out for their spots 9 and 10. One of them is not going to make it. I still believe it's going to be the Hornets that don't make it, but we'll see. We will see. But it's that NBA, I mean, look what we got, 50, almost got 60 games into the season, so another around 22, 23 games to go for most of the teams. So it's hotting up there. The playoffs will be starting soon. So have a look at the stats in the NBA. Look, your top scorer is still Luka Doncic with 32 points a game, followed by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Your top rebounder is Nikola Jokic. Your top assist person is Nikola Jokic. Blocks, of course, it's Wembanyama. Best 3-point shooter in the league is Steph, who makes the most 3-pointers, not the best. You could shoot 300. And Carson Wallace, the man for the steals, followed by Kawhi Leonard. Where do I have my MVPs? Who do I have as the 5 candidates for the MVPs? You've got to go with the 3 European boys. You've got to go Wembanyama. You've got to go Luka Doncic. You've got to go Nikola Jokic. Then you've got to add the Canadian Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I think you've got to add Cade Cunningham in there. I think those are the 5. Who will win it? Most probably Jokic or Gilgeous-Alexander, because I just think their teams are a lot better. So we'll see. That's just the stats there. Then we move to the National Hockey League. Yeah, it all started up last night. Devils game. They brought out all the Olympian gold medal winners from both teams. That was fantastic. But the Sabres did beat the Devils 2-1. The Washington Capitals beat the Flyers 3-1. The Maple Leafs of Toronto lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-2. Seattle Kraken lost to the Dallas Stars 4-1. One of the hottest teams in the NHL, the Avalanche, beat the Mammoth 4-2. The Jets beat the Canucks in an all-Canadian battle. The Golden Knights beat the Kings 6-4. And the Ducks took care of the Oilers 6-5. Look, that will start picking up now. We'll see what happens there. Let's have a look at what's out there in the West. Look, it's broken down a little bit different in the NHL. You have the Colorado Avalanche, Dallas Stars, and Minnesota leading the Central. Leading the Pacific, you have the Golden Knights, the Ducks, and the Oilers. So those 6 are the teams that would make the playoffs as of now. The 2 wildcard teams are the Utah Mammoth and the Seattle Kraken. Look, disappointing seasons at the moment. You got to say, Vancouver's been disappointing. St. Louis, Calgary, Chicago. The Kings still got a good chance to make the playoffs. So do the Predators and the San Jose Sharks. Then we move out into the East. There, the top team is the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've been on a tear of late, ahead of the Canadians and the Sabres. In the Metropolitan, it's the Hurricanes, the Penguins, and the Islanders. I could kind of like that. Then you have the two old horses there, the Detroit Red Wings and the Boston Bruins in a wild card spot. Can the Capitals, Columbus, or the Ottawa Senators, maybe the Maple Leafs, the rest of them, it's not looking good for that three-peat for the Florida Panthers at the moment. We have a little bit of, stats there. And I mean, if you're watching the Olympics, I mean, these names go down like honey, baby. I mean, Connor McDavid, still the points leader, 98, almost at 100, followed by Nikita Kucherov and Nathan McKinnon in third, Macklin Celebrini in fourth, and Leon Draisaitl till fifth for the German there. Look at the top three there, McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini. That was one line for the Canadians. I mean, they had a good team. Top goal scorer is still Nathan McKinnon ahead of Connor McDavid. The best American there, Jason Robertson, Matt Brody doing well. Goalkeepers, you can check it out for yourself. It's Andrei Vasilevsky, the top goalkeeper. That is the goalkeeper of the Tampa Bay Lightning. He is leading on all statistics when it comes to goalkeepers, so well done to him. Then before we get into motorsport and stuff like that, let's have a quick look at the college scene. Those were your results from the ladies part of the NCAA college basketball. That is going really well. Let's have a look at the rankings. That's it. UConn still unbeaten, 29-0, ahead of UCLA Bruins, 27-1, and the South Carolina Gamecocks at 27-2. I always say on the women's part, I see less upsets. I think the winner of the women's NCAA tournament in March Madness, it's going to be one of those top three. I can't see any other team knocking those three off. I'm just going to adjust my chair here for a second. What is going on? There you go. So I kind of see them there as the favorites. On the men's side, let's first have a look at the results from last night. Gonzaga, good win over Portland. Alabama, Crimson Tide doing well there. The Razorbacks as well. UConn men and women both doing well. The Gators are up there, Nebraska, Vanderbilt. But let's have a look at the men's rankings. Look, I've only taken the top 15, obviously. Duke out in front ahead of Arizona and Michigan, all on 25-2, so that can all still change and move around. Iowa State, Houston, UConn. On the men's side, I see a lot more upsets happening. I couldn't tell you who's going to win it, but you know what? I'm looking forward to filling out my bracket. I love the bracketology thing. I like to fill the men's and the women's bracket out, and then it's so humbling because you fill it out, and then if you look at the end of the season, you don't even have one team in the Final Four on the men's side at least. The women's side, I normally get about 2 to 3 of the women's teams right for the Final Four, but it's humbling because that's sports. Anything can happen on any given day. There you go. Then Major League Baseball, spring training has started. I'm not going to go through the games. I'm just going to show you the leagues at the moment. On the one hand, you have what they call the Cactus League in spring training. There, the Dodgers are out in front ahead of the Giants and the White Sox. Look, Dodgers, I think the Dodgers do it again this season. I've got a fantastic team. You wouldn't bet against those boys there, Shohei Ohtani and them. Konnichiwa, Shohei Ohtani. There you go. Look, the Rockies actually doing quite well here in preseason or in spring training, but the Rockies are the worst team in baseball. In the Grapefruit League, some crazy names here for spring training. I love it. The Nationals are front ahead of the Braves. I have the Braves coming out of that part of the thing when it comes to the nitty gritty and we start getting into the real games. What can the Red Sox do this year? What can the Yankees do? That's the big question on a lot of people's lips. Blue Jays, can they get back to the World Series? We will see. Then a little bit of NFL draft. Don't forget that starts in the middle of April. Just to let you know, the Raiders do have the number 1 pick, and who they're going to pick? They're going to pick Fernando Mendoza. You know they're going to pick him. Should they pick him? Do they need him? I don't know. But if he's on there, even if you pick him and you trade him afterwards, he's a big chip. Followed by the Jets. The Jets can use multiple picks, believe me. The Cardinals as well. Then Robert Saleh and the Titans are looking forward to the draft as well. We'll see. And the New York Giants. So those are Those are the teams that were the worst in the league last year. That's why they got the best picks. There you go. Let's go to motorsport. And before we get into the NASCAR, don't forget, that was 25 years ago that Dale Earnhardt Jr. died. It's been 25 years ago. I remember that day. What a sad day in NASCAR. You know, the iconic number 3. Everybody was a big Earnhardt fan, man. I mean, there's still more. Earnhardt still has more fans today than some of these new drivers that are coming in. Man, Earnhardt, that is a cult there, Dale Earnhardt. That number 3 is a cult. And whoever drives for that car, you're under a lot of pressure. But let's have a look at the results out of Atlanta. It was the second race of the season, but we had the same winner. Tyler Reddick there from Team Jordan, that was what I call them there in his Toyota. Ahead of Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Carson Hocevar, Daniel Suarez, Shane Van Ginsberg, Zane Smith, Bubba Wallace. You know, a lot of the big guys are missing on this one, huh? So well done to Tyler Reddick. That is 2 out of 2. There you go, baby. What's up next for the boys? Well, on the 1st of March, that's on Sunday. It's the NASCAR Series Cup at the Circuit of the Americas there in Texas. So let's see what happens there. Then they go to Phoenix, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I've driven that track. I can say that. I should actually put that video out once. And then NASCAR Cup Series at Darlington. And then, of course, they go to Martinsville. So that is coming up. IndyCar hasn't started yet. Starts this weekend with the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg there in Florida. The streets of St. Petersburg. Can anybody stop Alex Palou repeating this year? That's the big question. He was so dominant last year in the IndyCar. Then they go to the Grand Prix of Phoenix, Grand Prix of Arlington, Grand Prix of Alabama, Long Beach, one of the traditional ones, and then they go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the road course first, and then the Indianapolis 500 on the 24th of May. Yeah, winner gets to drink the milk. There you go. St. Vern, you can drink the milk. There you go. But that's across the pond for today. It's all starting back up, of course, after that All-Star break, after that Olympic ice hockey break. It's looking good there in the North American sports. Next week, I want to kind of put together a special show as well. Which city is the biggest US sports city historically, and in the last, let's say, 10 years, who's won the most titles? Going to put something together there. I mean, obviously, you've got to look at Boston, New York, but guys, you know, Tampa Bay, is that they won something there. Lightning doing well. Miami, Florida Panthers, you got to check it out. You got to check it out. Any Texas franchises or any states, or we'll see which is the biggest city, sports city in the last 10 years, who won the most. So that'll be on our show next week. But that's our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Join me next week, same time, same place, 1700 Central European Time, for Across the Pond, your comprehensive update on everything North American. There you go, guys. Have a good one. Ciao, ciao.